Hello, Owlet fans, and welcome to the waning moments of Stage 1 here at the Owlet Tournament. My name's Futmob, and I'm joined tonight by Press. Welcome, Press.
Hey guys.
Hey, so we've got an interesting matchup tonight between OlderWatch and Yes. Press, what's the story for tonight's match?
So this is a really important match for both teams. If Yes wins this with a 4-0 victory, they'll be tied for third place with the Megs. And if OlderWatch can win this confidently enough and with a big enough deficit, they'll be able to move up into 8th place, beating out Wisdom OW.
Yeah, so I mean, we definitely have some places that are on the line for tonight's match, and just based on what I've seen previously from OlderWatch, what I've seen from Yes, I mean, we've got two strong teams here, but I'll say this: OlderWatch has really come on strong here within the past 2 weeks or so. We've really started to kind of move up the standings here, and I'm wondering if they're able to kind of keep that momentum going here, maybe end Stage 1 here on a high note, and head into Stage 2 at 500, possibly in the top of the table if they end up taking a convincing win here against Yes.
Definitely. It'll be really important, though, that both teams are able to adapt no matter what they get shown, whether it's you're just sticking to the goats we've seen, or if we're going to be seeing a lot of dive, something that this map pool is very good for with maps such as Numbani and Gibraltar.
Yeah, so looking at the maps right now, so we're going to start tonight on Oasis. We're going to be moving at some point here into Gibraltar. We've got Numbani. The last one for tonight, is it Volskaya tonight or is it Hanamura? I think it's Hanamura tonight. So we've also
Hanamura.
Yeah, so we've also got Hanamura. So looking at it right now, I think we've got two maps that kind of really favor dive in Numbani and Gibraltar. We have Hanamura, which we can kind of go anywhere with Hanamura, and then we've got Oasis, and I'm expecting maybe see some more Death Volley comps on University. We'll move into Gardens, and we might see some Farah. We might see some Farah in City Center. What are you looking forward to really seeing tonight out of these two teams, Press?
It'll be really important for them to show their flexibility here, where they're able to play confident dive comps, but also be able to play confident death balls, because maps such as University, you really want to run the Rhine Zarya, because it's much more enclosed, and there's not as much high ground for dive tanks to take advantage of. However, our first map is indeed going to be Gardens, where you have that nice high ground with the middle platform for Winston and D.Va to jump up on.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, Blizzard decided to take away our ability to see what heroes they were going to be selecting before we actually see them select them for the main game. So, I'm hoping here, I'm just going to say this right now, Press, I'm hoping to see some Farah. I'm hoping to see some Winston D.Va. I'd love to see some Sombra on this map. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Farah Sombra, as evident by my team, but not all teams are running really Farah Sombra that much. We might maybe see some McCree comp here, so some Winston D.Va with some McCree. I'm not sure if we're going to see Reinhardt that much here on Gardens. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's funny you say Sombra Farah, because Sickness, who I believe is currently in, yes, he is in, his favorite hero is Sombra, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a GOAT composition coming out on the side of OlderWatch. However, it does look like we're getting a bit mean tier by Yes. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Winston GOATs from them.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm seeing more of a McCree comp, Protect the President here. We are running the dive, Protect the President. So really they're looking to kind of punish maybe the over-aggression here from OlderWatch. So as the round starts here, we have OlderWatch coming in on the standards end goats. We have looks like McCree comp coming out here from Yes. Now, let's see how they take this first engagement. It looks like they're a little bit slow here on the side of Yes, just trying to take high ground. Now, they have taken up high ground. It looks like they're going to try to poke in from the top. Jolly Roger moving in a bit here. They're going to be forcing in on the backline. The backline is getting pressured really hard. They're getting right in on the Zen. They might take down the first one. Steiner takes it out. Paper Star and Steiner take down Jaeger, and it looks like they're going to be able to just rush in there and punish the positioning of OlderWatch. So, what ended up happening there is, OlderWatch decided to take point, take the high, or Yes decided to take the high ground, and even though they took the high ground, the OlderWatch kind of flows in, and they were just able to funnel them into that little back corner.
Definitely, but despite OlderWatch flooding them into the back corner, Yes, they had the fight on two different fronts there, with their tanks coming in from behind, taking free shots, while Laser Blitz and Widow only were just able to stun them to death.
Now, they are going to be forcing them down onto the point here with the Goats comp. It looks like they're just going to be cycling tanks down onto the point. They are putting quite a bit of damage, though, and it does look like testing is getting focused down a bit. They need to be careful. The ult comes in here from Laser with the Deadeye. It does get eaten by Eye Sickness, and they are really fighting here on point. Now, Jolly Roger getting low. Jolly Roger does go down. Diva Bomb coming in here. This could be big. Whiskey taking that with the bubble. Now, Sickness going low, and it does look like Yes is going to be able to hold on here. You know, really great cycling of tanks onto the point. They're going to be staggering Eye Sickness here. Pretty bad here, Press.
What I really liked there was Paper Star. He used his ultimate at the correct time. Not only was it low, but it was the way that he made sure that not everyone was focus firing the target he was. Because if you don't know, Primal Rage, it sends your enemy flying around, and that can be really hard for someone like a Diva or a Brig to really track well. So instead, by just having the McCree and Zenyatta also shooting at the same target, the target dies quickly, but you're also not putting all your resources into one basket.
Now, the one thing I'm going to be focusing on here is Ochre and Steiner's use of their support ultimates. We are going to have the grab coming in here. There could be a Shatter. They do take down Paper Star. They're not going to be able to block the Shatter. They need to just focus down the Diva, and testing is getting low. They are cycling back on the point here. Laser is building up his ult, getting very close to it at this point, and it does look like they do force out the trance here on the side of OlderWatch. Now, Jolly Roger getting low, getting focused down a bit here. The trance comes out on the side of Yes here. Now, are we going to see another ultimate? Laser does have his ultimate here, does get focused down by Eye Sickness. This could be going the way of OlderWatch here, and it does look like Paper Sore taking back up on high ground, getting low. The Shatter comes down. The Shatter's quite large. It does end up getting Ochre in it, and they are taking out 1, 2, and 3, and they are going to be pushing through on Yes here, and they are going to be able to take the point. Sickness throwing the bomb out here. I think that was a bit of an overcommitment on ults there from OlderWatch.
Personally, I really like the Transcendence coming out from Steiner on the side of Yes, because they knew that they needed that Transcendence in order to reach 99. What I don't like there was Widow only using the Brigida rally, because the armor that you got from it, it wouldn't have been enough to win the fight, and it clearly wasn't, but also you didn't need to stall any longer than that, and instead you were just feeding more ult charge to the enemy team.
Now, Paper coming in here with the ultimate, getting focused out, going down really low, but the ult comes out here from Laser Blitz. Are they going to be able to eat it? They're not going to be able to eat it. They do get Jaeger with it, so that's one ult down. Ochre does go down here, and it does look like Yes is going to be pushing forward onto this point, and they're just slowly taking apart OlderWatch. Now, they do force out the trance. The bomb coming in here. The bomb does get one Lysander. So, it looks like they might be able to hold, but is Jolly Roger going to be able to hold this line here against Paper? Paper coming back in here. It does look like Steiner taking a flank, putting down some pressure on the back line. They're going to be on that Zenyatta. That Zenyatta does go down, and it looks like they're going to be getting Jolly Roger also potentially here. He does go down, and it does look like Yes is going to be able to take this over as Wisco goes down. And I can't imagine why Wisco did not put the grab in this fight.
Definitely very interesting. However, he was constantly low. First from the Diva Bomb, and then just the focus fire from the tanks there. However, the Diva Bomb is coming out here from Eye Sickness.
It does get Steiner. It does demech testing. Are they going to be able to take this back? Jolly Roger getting close to ult. Jolly Roger's going to have his ult. Is he going to throw it down? Where's the hammer? The hammer's down. It's huge. Are they going to be able to take this over? The grab comes in now. They're going to be able to turn this back around, Press. The unthinkable here with OlderWatch being able to come back in here and absolutely turn this around. How was that even possible?
Definitely an interesting fight. However, here, Widow only needs to switch off the Brigida, maybe onto something like a Genji or a Sombra, but no. Instead, we're just going to see a plain old Zenyatta Goats coming out, despite the rally really being wasted there, because as most people know, you're not going to get much value with a rally against the Graviton Surge.
Now, we do have a defensive ult advantage here on the side of Yes, and it looks like we're getting close to mirror defensives here on both sides. Now, this is going to be a slow fight here. It's going to really be who is able to bait out the cooldowns more. Now, Paper's getting low. Jolly Roger swinging in on him. Paper getting really, really low here. Are they going to push on him? They are pushing on him. The ult comes in. The Diva Bomb on the back line. He's going to get value. It does get value. Takes out Wisco. Takes out Sickness. And Paper is just swinging his hammer. Jolly with the Shatter. Gets blocked from the Zarya. And we do look like Jolly is trying to put the pressure onto Yes here. Now, are they going to be able to hold? Is Jolly able to stabilize? Paper getting low here. Jolly pushing through. Does get taken out. Now, are they going to be able to clean up? And they are cleaning up. Faptastrophe taking out one here. Lysander holding on point, and Sickness trying to put in damage. But I think this is going the way of Yes here, Press.
Definitely. And what I really like here, though, is the communication from Yes. Every time testing uses those Diva Bombs, it's after both Zarya bubbles have been used. And clearly that means that the rest of their team is saying whether or not when the Zarya bubbles are getting used, so that way the Diva Bomb is getting as much impact as possible. And then, of course, you have people like Widow Only and Paper Stars going in and pressuring down Jolly Roger, so that way the Ryan shield isn't going to be able to block it.
Yeah, now we are starting here on we are moving on here to University now. So it does look like we're moving down or moving into University here. We're probably going to get a mirror matchup. It does look like we are going to have Zengoats versus Zengoats. I want to see one of these teams kind of push onto the point and really take control of the point here. Really take the space that the other team's going to give them. Now, where is that going to happen? Are they going to be basically doing that tango around that center point? We will see, Press.
Definitely be very interesting, and of course, something that's going to be instrumental here is how the Brigidas use their armor, especially with the nerf to it, where it only lasts 30 seconds after being used.
Now, Jolly really taking the fat point, but Fatastrophe taking out Ochre here, but we do get a trade on the Reinhardt. This is actually good then on the side of Yes to get their Reinhardt. Now, if they can just stabilize here for a second, take out that Brig, and they do take out Brig. Sickness going into the back line here. They need to focus him down. They do focus down Ice Sickness, and they're going to be moving a point. I would say that was an overextension on the side of OlderWatch there after they had an advantage taking out the Lucio press.
And this seems to consistently happen. Jolly Roger going in without the Zarya bubble available for him, and then he just gets discorded and melted down. And here we are. We're seeing Yes being completely aggressive and taking out Jolly Roger here, and that's just a bigger stagger for them.
Now we've got a 10% stagger here, that's for sure. Fat needs to get back into the spawn, and they do. And Widow only just pushing right up to spawn, saying, "You're not coming out here." So, looking at the alt charges coming up here, what are we expecting next fight, Press?
Well, the Transcendence here on the side of Steiner needs to be saved for the Graviton of Wisco, while Paperstar's Earthshatter really does not have a mirror on the side of Jolly Roger, who died so early in the fight, so he's looking for an aggressive one here.
Yeah, now Jolly Roger pushing forward here, getting a little overextended, needs to watch out. Is swinging the hammer. It does look like Ice Sickness is getting low here, testing getting low, and it does look like Flank Shatter comes in from Paper Sword, but doesn't get anyone. We have the Diva Bomb coming in here then, and does not get anyone. Too high in the air. Paper Sword getting low. Jolly Roger getting super low, pushing forward. Charge comes in, does take out his counterpart in Jolly Roger. Are they going to be able to counter? They do counter here with Beat. They push forward, and it looks like OlderWatch is going to be taking this point back from Yes. Great series of ultimates there from the side of OlderWatch, but again, I think a little bit of an overextension here from Jolly Roger, but ults do look good for OlderWatch here for the next fight.
That's not a complete loss, though, because you did get both the Diva Bomb and the Sound Barrier out for only an Earth Shatter, and the Earth Shatter is at 60% already, and so Paper Star should be able to build it up no problem, and you have the advantage in the defensive ults, and that's so important in these fights.
Yeah, now let's see who can get the grab off first. Now, it does look like, Yes, getting the grab in, and the bomb coming in does not get anyone. Are they going to counter grab? They get shattered, though, instead. It does look like they're going to be able to take out Wisco Tango. No, he does just get out. Jolly Roger taking out his counterpart in Paper Sword. The grab comes in here. They're going to try to clean up. Jolly Roger getting low. They are going to be able to just stabilize here and then clean up through the side of Yes. So they do end up holding. They do bait out almost every single ult there from the side of Yes. I think that was an excellent trade then in that case for the side of OlderWatch.
Without a doubt, and Jolly Roger, he's back at another Earth Shatter because of the way that the tanks rotated their ultimates. You use the Earth Shatter to build your Zarya ult, and then Zarya uses Graviton to build your Reinhardt ult. You just keep doing it back and forth, and it worked like a charm there. Jolly Roger with the Earth Shatter, alongside Jaeger with the Sound Barrier, and Ice Sickness with the Diva Bomb, and it's a deadly combination you have right there.
I am just watching Fab absolutely just chew apart this side in Yes right now. Almost taking out Ochre again right there. So the pressure right now really from Fatastrophe is incredible. Already built up another trance here. Jolly Roger getting low as they push through on point. They need to keep Jolly up. Fab does come out with the ult, and they do put a Diva Bomb on point. The charge comes in. They do take out the round hair. Jolly Roger getting aggressive there on Paper Star. The beat comes out now, and they're going to be pushing forward. This is last fight territory. Yes needs to pull out an absolute miracle here to take this map. But I'm not sure if they can. Jolly Roger does get pushed down. The ult does come in. Are they going to be able to get out of the way? The grab comes in. The grab is huge. What a grab there by Laser Blitz. Taking out two members with it, getting it in the perfect spot. Jolly Roger getting down. And an absolute miracle has actually occurred right here for Yes to take that point back.
That was absolutely insane play there, especially by testing and Laser Blitz using their ultimate insanely well. In the combo, that's exactly what you want to see. And of course, Seer and Widow both have their ultimate. So Widow only here wants to use the rally so that way they can go aggressive and build up laser bullets and testing ult a bit more. And then Steiner wants to use that Transcendence reactively against the Graviton on Wisco.
Now, are we going to get a Shatter coming down here from Jolly Roger? Jolly Roger getting low. He is actually one at this point. Now, the Shatter should be coming back in, counter Shatter, but they can't get it in, and this could possibly be going towards Yes. Yes, following up on these kills, getting these staggers. OlderWatch needs to just jump off the map or get back to spawn here. They cannot stagger any longer because they are most certainly in last fight territory. Eye Sickness getting staggered here, and I think this is going to be a hold now for the side of Yes.
Definitely. And what really was good there was Steiner. He didn't use his Transcendence right away like a lot of teams tend to do when they see a Graviton. Instead, he waited until he actually saw one of his teammates go to the critical health and then pops it. So that way he's getting as much value as possible with it. And that's really what won it for them, was the patience Steiner had in using the Transcendence.
Now, one of my favorite things to do after each map is really to kind of talk about who the standout players were for each one. Now, I'm just kind of curious, for you, who was your standout player there for the side of Yes that really kind of helped them take this round?
On the side of Yes, it was definitely Testing, who was very consistent with the Diva Bombs, but also they had a lot of what I like to call background plays, where maybe you don't notice as much and they're not as flashy, but he had some great defense matrices, eating a lot of volleys and eating a lot of Zarya right clicks when she was high charge.
Yeah, now, looking at the side of OlderWatch here, I mean, something certainly has to change, but I'm going to tell you right now, Fatastrophe putting in a ton of work on that Zenyatta. I don't know if you noticed there that last round, but he built his Transcendence in about a fight almost every single time. He took out Ochre consistently. He was putting in a ton of work on any of their tanks if they decided to move forward, and the Discord was consistently on the tank of Yes. So, you know, I'm really looking for Fap to kind of pop off here a bit more. And, you know, hopefully maybe carry the team to a win here. That said, I need to see a little bit more baited aggression when it comes to Jolly Roger and his Reinhardt right now. I think he's getting a bit overextended. I think he's putting himself in positions where he's just taking way too much poke damage on the initial engage.
But it's also not only his fault. Wisco Tanky needs to be a bit more reserved with these bubbles, waiting for the Discord to actually be placed on Jolly Roger and then bubbling to get the cleanse.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you there, Press. Now, we are moving on to Watchpoint Gibraltar. We've saw, you know, Goats heavy Oasis here. We're moving into more of a dive heavy map. Interested to see what you think. Could we maybe see some Goats here on Gibraltar?
We could, but if anything, I think it would be the Winston Goats. However, when you have a player literally named Widow only, I think it's a pretty safe bet that we're going to be seeing some Widowmaker.
I'm really hoping for some Widowmaker, and you know who's going to win that Widow v Widow. And I'm telling you, it's not always down to, you know, who's the better Widow. It really comes down to which team can make enough space or make space for their team, for their Widow to do that work. So, you know, I'm going to be keeping my eyes here on Paper Store. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on Jolly Roger. You know, how are they going to zone? Are we going to see some Annas maybe here? Are we going to see Mercies? My personal opinion here when it comes to Gibraltar, I would prefer to see the Mercy, especially if you're running a sniper heavy comp. You're expecting maybe your sniper to get picked, and if you don't have the res, you're going into every single fight down a man. So, Press, what are your thoughts on Gibraltar as a whole here? What is kind of the win condition for Gibraltar as a whole?
The win condition for Gibraltar for either team is really that your tanks are able to do what I call passive aggression, where you go in, force them into the sightlines of your Widowmaker, and then you jump out. That's exactly how you need to play it, where you're really depending on your Widowmaker to at least land body shots that your tanks can then initiate on. But ideally, she's landing headshots that your tanks are setting up by getting the enemy team out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does look like we are going to be heading here into Gibraltar. We want to draw our attention to a few places of the map in particular that are going to be important. We're talking about that notorious blue box. It's almost a meme at this point for Gibraltar. We're talking about Spaceship on point 2, and then we're going to be talking, at least for me, we're going to be talking about Bridge on point 3, where Widows like to set up and really hold that hard line of sight there. So, you know, I'm expecting to see some dive. I'm expecting bridge control, and I'm expecting these teams to move towards blue box and really fight over that on point 1. And whichever team can control that here on point 1 is likely to hold. So, waiting here to see the teams be revealed. But Press, you know, other than, you know, OlderWatch really kind of going for the win here tonight, are there any other real stories we should be looking at this point?
Well, something that's interesting to note is that Yes claims that a challenge for them is going to be meta changes, and of course when we opened up this meta, it was a lot of goats. However, now that you know, Brig's been nerfed a bit, and other heroes such as Reaper have been buffed, you're able to see other compositions coming out, such as Dive. And with Gibraltar, where we're seeing both teams are opening up on Dive, it'll be interesting to see how exactly they adapt, especially since what I find very interesting is is opening on a Tracer Genji Dive composition, not a Widowmaker. Oh, wait, I spoke too soon.
Laser Blitz just debating us just a bit here. We do have the Widow Genji dive, classic dive comp here on the side of while we do have the, it looks like the Sombra Widow dive here on the side of OlderWatch. I was not necessarily expecting the Sombra, but an interesting pick. Now, are they going to try to take bridge control? They do see Steiner out here. Jolly Roger taking his time, missing the jump though. Whiskey getting up there, and it looks like Laser Blitz putting in a little work right off the bat now. Now, they're going to have to dive up there. They are going to have to dislodge them at some point. Eye Sickness getting in the back. They're pressure diving up top here with Jolly Roger. And Lysander does take out Steiner here in the right spot, in the right time, making the space for their Widow to do the work they need them to do. So, looking at it right now, they are trying to push them back to blue box here, and it looks like they're getting the picks they need. Wisco taking out Paper Sore, and they do get the counter pick though on Wisco, and this is maybe what they needed to kind of stop that aggression there on the side of OlderWatch. Now, they do need to be careful. They need to watch out, and Widow only getting a big extended. But Lysander, again, punishing that overextension there and taking out Laser Blitz as well. My goodness, Lysander absolutely popping off right now, Press.
Absolutely, and here we're going to see the tanks pressure diving the blue box, but no real kills coming out of it. But Paper Star, oh, he was almost in dangerous position, but now it's Wisco Tangy.
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to see here is Eye Sickness's position, really just feeding that ultimate at this point. Jolly Roger, again, holding down the point. Paper Sword going down low, and Oker's about to go down as well here. The hack coming in then on the Genji. Genji left for dead at this point, and Eye Sickness just saying, here we go, give me that EMP, please. We've got some stagger kills here. Mercy, Zen, both going out here. They do pop the Valk a little bit early, and they do need to chase this Mercy down. They need to get some more aggression here on the side of OlderWatch. They can push him a bit further if they want to.
They can indeed, but doesn't look like it will be happening. Rather, it's just going to be, backing up a bit. Oh, no, they're re-engaging on ship as I say that, of course.
Now, they have swapped onto the Tracer. They have Blade coming out here as well for Widow only. I think we might see some aggression, but it does look like Lysander, again, uncontested on the rights here. Now, Paper Sword does look like he's going to be contesting just a bit on the right, just zoning out the Widow. And Wisco coming over here on the peel. The payload is still moving at this point, but Laser Blitz trying to put pressure on Paper Sword, or Faptastry, and Fap does go out. And Lysander taking out Widow right during the ultimate. The bomb coming in here on point. No shield there, and it does look like Paper Sword is getting low. But the trades are for the side of yes here, Press.
Definitely. And, well, of course, you're all going to be memeing him, I'm sure, in the chat. Widow only played that extremely well, waited exactly for Faptastry to die, and then he and Oker pop their ults at the exact same time. And of course, the Valk Blade, while not quite as strong as the Nano Blade, is still incredibly strong.
Now, looking at Laser Blitz really far ahead, looking for the stick on the backline. I'm assuming this is going to be going on the Zenyatta. Looking at Laser Blitz in the backline, he had to have been called out. I would imagine that they called him out. They've heard the... Alright, so it does look like they're trying to take back control of ship here for the side of OlderWatch. Now, Paper Sword popping the ult, knocking everyone off, but the payload's moving here, and Faptastrophe is alone on point. They need to be careful or he's going to be going down. Jolly Roger getting super low, does end up going down. The picks are on the side of yes here, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold with Widow only taking out 3 with his dash resets. Now, the stagger is going to be real here on Wisco. Likely going to have to go back to point, reset entirely. And the one thing I have not seen yet is a use of Eye Sickness's EMP.
Well, it's really interesting. Maybe he's waiting for Wisco Tangy's Diva Bomb to be available, which, I mean, you're going to be waiting a while with this stagger going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to find it. They need to find a better way to use it, though, at this point. You know, they really do. And Jolly Roger going in, having to use a lot of resources, and the follow-up comes up from Laser Blitz, getting low here. I think if they force him to point, they can EMP on point here and actually have a big play. But just playing where they're playing right now is not where they want to be. Lysander, though, great pick there on Widow only, but that's why you have the Mercy. That's exactly why you have the Mercy. Paper Sword going low here, though, needs to watch out. And Lysander, alone on the backline, gets pressured out by Paper Sword. This is what they need to do. Now, they are on point. And Eye Sickness gets taken out, and again, the picks are going the way of yes. I really think at this point they need to find a way to get Eye Sickness in there with the ult. You know, they're saving their ults for too long. They're saving them for the wrong reasons at this point, Press.
They were indeed. And what I found really interesting though was I believe it was Ochre was able to just get away with a free uncontested res in a pretty open spot where he really should have been contested, especially when you're running dive tanks and a Sombra.
Now, looking at it here, I mean, the ult advantage, in my opinion, is still on the side of Yes as the defense here. You know, I think they're going in with Blade. They're going to try to maybe pulse bomb Faptastrophe on the backline. Look at Laser Blitz just looking for it right now. Goes in on the backline. Going for it. Getting close. Just misses, actually. Now, they are contesting the high ground here. We get a popped Valk here from Jaeger, and they are trying to apply some pressure. Now, the EMP possibly coming in. They do hack Widow only. They need to take out Widow only now. Widow only somehow manages to get out here. We have Valk on both sides. They're trying to push in. Now, the EMP comes in on Steiner. They're trying to follow up. They do follow up. They do take out Steiner. There's no Transcendence now. Bomb coming up here, doesn't get anyone, and again, the picks are going the side of Yes here. The follow-up's just not there, and I can't imagine, you know, I have to imagine at this point, it's got to be the pick on the McCree. I think the McCree is a kind of an off pick as far as I'm concerned here, Press.
It is an off pick, but he's looking to land a flashbang on Laser Blitz, Widow only, or really anyone that's been pressuring Faptastrophe this whole time. But he's not doing a good enough job, and what was really unfortunate there was Wisco got demacked right before the EMP came out, so you didn't have that strong combo.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into this next fight, we do have Eye Sickness now over on the Ashe. I like this pick, but I mean, it's kind of a, how do you put this, a slow comp right now on the side of OlderWatch, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get a lot of work with it, but you know, hey, I've been surprised before. Jolly Roger coming in, getting really low there on point. They need to get him up. He does end up going down to Laser Blitz, and they get the picks again. They need to reset here if they're ever going to have a chance to get back here on point. And I think this is probably going to be last fight here, Press.
Yeah, and Jolly Roger, he popped his ultimate, but I mean, really, you're just feeding 1000 HP of ult charge if you're not able to land on a target and just use your punches and leaps to kill him, and he didn't do that. Missed both his leaps onto Steiner, and I don't think Steiner was forced to use Transcendence all fight.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You know, they just didn't have enough aggression as far as I'm concerned right there, Press. I think moving forward, I mean, if they're going to try to cap point 2 there, they need to pick what they want to do. You're either playing the snipers into them or you're going to have to go full on aggression. And I you know, that middle ground they had there with the McCree just isn't going to work.
What I really like to see from OlderWatch is maybe a Widow Hanzo run with some dive tanks. I think Lysander, he was just absolutely popping off in the beginning on that Widowmaker, and they need to be able to use that better.
Yeah, I mean, I think the double sniper could open up a lot of opportunities there for Lysander. I think you're absolutely right, Press. So, you know, moving here into the attack phase now for the side of Yes, I mean, they've got to move it into point 1 or into point 2 and only 73 meters. You know, but point 2 is notoriously hard to take if you're not able to steamroll through it. So I think that's kind of what we actually saw there.
I'm just going to say it now. I'm a fortune teller. I mean, they're running some double sniper, like, just saying.
Yeah, but they are running it with the Ana, which is a bit surprising. Again, I'm not a big fan of the Ana Zen on defense with double sniper. You know, you're expecting at this point that, you know, well, I take back everything I said. Jaeger, as if he was listening to the stream, decides to switch to Mercy here. I think we've got some people who are sneaking in on the cast here before it even happens, Press. So,
what I really like here, though, is Ochre, if he sticks with this hog opening, he's looking to land a hook on the catwalk for maybe a little bit of an over-aggressive tank or an over-aggressive sniper, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, as they're just going to wait for Paper Star and Testing to jump up on the catwalk.
Now, Ochre going back in now, going to be switching back. They do try to take over Brinch Control here, and it looks like we've got Fap over on Blue Box. Now, they're pushing the payload, and Sickness gets a pick on Blitz. What a shot there by Eye Sickness, and the double sniper really helping out right now. Now, looking at it here, we're still on the Genji Tracer dive. Widow only trying to put pressure on the high ground, but really not there with Paper Sword. Paper Sword getting low. Are they going to be able to take out Jaeger? Jaeger does end up going down, and that is a great pick from them, but they get the picks on the other side here for the side of OlderWatch. Now, Wisco overextended a lot. They don't have healing, and they're way too far forward after having lost their Mercy.
They definitely are, and now this is just going to be free cleanup for Yes as they move on. And Laser Blitz 83% on the Pulse Bomb, and Ochre and Widow only not too far behind. And with Lysander switching off the Widowmaker and onto the Ashe, this just, it confuses you. It's going to confuse Jaeger a bit more of when should he be damage boosting Lysander compared to putting his resources to heal his tanks, and that's a big pick though by Eyesickness.
And I can't help but say that Jaeger is putting themselves in a pretty precarious position consistently right now as the Mercy. Now the Blade coming out here from Widow only, just trying to clean up the kills. They do end up getting out Wisco Tango, and they're going to leave Wisco Tango again here. So, you know, great push there on the side of Yes. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, just absolute aggression from them at this point, Press.
Really is, especially with that Dragon Blade getting popped out at the end. Blaze Blitz has the pulse on, wants to probably stick. Well, I was going to say Jaeger, but I mean, Jaeger just goes down here. Although Fatashri is going to respond with a kill onto Ochre.
Yeah, now Wisco going down again here, but the Diva Bomb coming in doesn't get anyone here, and it looks like this payload is just continuously moving. Moving it here with Steiner and Paper Sword trying to focus down Jolly Roger going down, and they're just gonna, you know, mosey their way in on here to a .2 and a second map win for Yes.
It was really commanding win, I should say, sorry, where they just, you know, OlderWatch put all their cards on the table, gave everything they could, and Yes just walked all over them the whole time, especially on defense.
Yeah, the one thing I keep noticing was that, you know, at least on the side of OlderWatch, Jaeger's going down consistently first right now. And what that means to me is that Jaeger's playing way too close to the team and not using Guardian Angel effectively enough to get out of danger. At no point should your Mercy be going down like that. So maybe they need to start prioritizing that healing orb on the Mercy. They need to keep Jaeger alive on Mercy. There's no reason for him to be going down first every fight.
Definitely. And of course, our next map, I do believe, is going to be Hanamura, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so we will be seeing Hanamura, and based on what we saw the first map of the night, I'm expecting to see a lot of goats here, Press.
So am I. Of course, Hanamura has those nice enclosed spots where you can just brawl it out as a Reinhardt. However, you could, on second point, see some more Ashe play that we saw Lysander pulling out at the end, where Bob can be used to contest second point, and you can use that dynamite to really try and weaken goats as a whole and act as more of a deterrent.
Now, I will say this. I think we might see some Mei also. Mei is really popular here on Hanamura. I would not be surprised if we even saw a Mei Ashe comp coming out here with maybe an Ana Zen and a Reinhardt Zarya, something of that nature.
It'll be very interesting to see what both teams pull out. However, I do believe at the end of the day, goats is both teams' bread and butter, and that's what they're going to want to depend on here.
Now, you could definitely see, you know, the Tracer Genji dive again. It's something that I coach my players on. I'd love to see it. You know, the ability to set up some type of pincer maneuver on point one is very strong. It's not hard to do. And, you know, it would be interesting to see some type of, some type of dive comp here from one of the sides. I'd love to see it. So that said, I think we are probably going to be seeing goats. We're probably going to be seeing Mei, like you said. But once you get into point two, I mean, point two is notoriously hard to take, just like any 2CP match. It's really going to depend on the ult economy and whether or not, you know, the team taking point one has the ability and the wherewithal to snowball onto point two, right? So anytime you're playing 2CP, what you're hoping for, what you're wanting the most, right, is to be able to just snowball, run your way right onto point two and cap that point quickly.
It is interesting to note, however, that OlderWatch made a substitution, Eye Sickness being pulled out, and Shad coming right on in. Of course, Eye Sickness was the DPS player, while Shad is down as not on their roster, or not on their team card, I should say.
Yeah, so Shad's a flex player for their team, so I'm interested to see what they're pulling out. Looking at their comps right here, maybe we might even see a Hammond. Could we possibly see Hammond? Oh my gosh, that'd be great. Maybe some type of anti-goats disruption comp would be pretty cool to see as well.
It will be very interesting. Of course, I personally can only think back to the grand finals in NA Contenders where Fusion University, I don't know if you watched that match, pulled out an Orisa Ashe Mei defense that just blew me away.
Yeah, I do remember that comp. I actually, I was watching Elk's review of that particular map and how important, in particular, the Zen and the Ana were for them. So, no matter what ended up happening, they always felt like their Zen and Ana on the backline was there to contest no matter what happened. So, maybe we might see that. But let's look at the comp we've got coming out here on the side of, it looks like on the side of OlderWatch. It looks like they're bringing out a Junkrat. And they are bringing out the May. So we have a triple DPS comp, maybe? Is that what we're actually seeing here?
It is indeed what we are seeing, and I think that yes, that's definitely the comp they're going to be sticking with. The I believe that's a quintuple DPS I'm seeing. Yes, that is a quintuple DPS. I think there's no way they'll change off it. Torbjorn, Doomfist, Reaper, May, McCree, such good picks. Oh,
yeah,
well,
I think
D.Va's okay here, I guess. You can run 4D. You can run 3 DPS.
So we've got Laser onto the Sombra here, likely going out to scout to see if there is a May. Probably really interested to see what comp they're actually running here. And I'm surprised to see the triple DPS with a solo Reinhardt comp on the side of OlderWatch. Was not expecting them to bring out something like that, but very interested to see how it works here. Now, Shad holding over here on deck. This is a good angle for a Junkrat, trying to say, hey, you're not going to be able to come through this window for free. Jolly Roger, though, is going to have to be really careful. Wisco looking to at least split the team as they run through here. Now, are they going to group up in the corner, speed through as a team? That's probably going to be the best way for them to make it through. I think they're trying to decide how they're going to try to approach this point here. Now, they are pushing through. They are going to be able to get through. The May wall is not going to be able to get him, and Widow only does take out Jolly Roger. Again, the Zarya's not there to help out. Steiner cleaning up on Wisco. And Lysander does get a pick on Ochre, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this is going to be going to the side of Yes here, Press.
You say that, however, no, never mind. They're just going to go ahead and roll all over the sports. Of course, it's really interesting. OlderWatch, they're running what could have been described as the very definition of anti-goats. You have the anti-nade, you have the Discord, you have the Dynamite, you have the Junkrat, you have the May. Literally all amazing things to split up goats and just destroy it, and it all failed miserably.
Yeah, I mean, they let him walk through for free first off, and you know, the Reinhardt being unsupported without a Zarya and without a D.Va is kind of like a sitting duck there against a Goats comp, you know? So I would actually have liked to have seen maybe a Hammond or a Winston if you're going to be using solo tank. Solo tank Ryan is notoriously hard to run. You know, he's got the Discord on him now. There's nothing they're going to be able to do to cleanse the Discord other than stay out of line of sight. Now, they do have the Zarya on their side. The Bob comes in here to clean off point, and Ochre might be going low, but Ochre with a boop of the Bob off the point. What a play by Ochre there on the side of Yes. And they're just following up targets one after another, holding down point, controlling this. Shad not even close right now to the tire, and it looks like this is going to be going to the side of Yes. I don't think they're going to be able to get back on. And they don't. Yeah, so that's a snowball we're talking about right there, where they just walk onto point. You know, surprised they decided to swap off of the May, actually. I think the May could have been a bit more effective there on point 2.
It could have been, however, what was, of course, really instrumental there was, like you said, Ochre, that massive boop on the Bob. You no longer have a 1200 HP damage-dealing robot shooting at you and contesting point. Instead, you just have him, you know, on the ground, chilling, not shooting at anyone.
Yeah, I mean, that is an absolutely huge play there from Ochre. To have the game sense and awareness to realize that Bob could be booped off right there is phenomenal play from their flex support or from their main support player there. So moving in here to the attack now for the side of OlderWatch, they have got their work ahead of them now to try to take this point in the same amount of time. I mean, looking at it here, we're at 6 minutes and 6 seconds for the side of Yes. I mean, you can't really take the point any quicker than that.
You really can't. Although it is interesting to note, Lysander opening back up onto the Ashe, but we are seeing Wisco opening on the Zarya. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we saw a Goats variant with Lysander running the Ashe. However, yes, running one of my favorite comps, if I'm honest, with the Ana Zenyatta defense Goats, where instead of the Brigida, you run an Ana because you have the more healing and you have the anti-nade, which is such a powerful ability, and you don't really need to have the aggression that a Brigida allows. You can play more passive because you're on the defense.
Now, the one thing I've noticed about the Ana Zen Lucio is that usually it only works for the first fight if you're going to do it. So the Brigida just becomes way too strong on point 2. You need the point control and you need the sustain that the Brigida armor gives. Now, they're going to be pushing through here. They do have the Reaper on the side of Yes. Now they're pushing, or on the side of OlderWatch, I should say. Lysander really putting a lot of work. The anti-nade does come in here, and it looks like they're going to be able to clean up just a bit here for the side of Yes. Now, not really sure what the issue was there, actually. Why they weren't able to kind of take the fight apart. Press, what did you see that just didn't work there for OlderWatch?
Paper Star, he went in, and Jaeger got a nice stun, which should be the go-ahead for Faptastrophe, and Lysander just M1 him with the Discord Orb, and that should melt. But Laser Blitz and Testing, they came in clutch. Laser Blitz used the Zarya bubble to cleanse, and then Testing just held right click to block all of Lysander's shots.
Now, we got a big nade coming in here onto point, and it is big. Jolly Roger getting hit. That was definitely an ML7 nade if I've ever seen it right there, Press. Paperstar moving back onto point with the team, going in with the charge. The charge is big on Jolly Roger here, and looks like they're going to be able to take this point control back over here from the side of OlderWatch. That said, you know, Lysander putting in some work here on the Reaper might be able to kind of do something. And Fatastrophe popping off, taking out Laser Blitz. Are they going to turn this around here, Press?
They could indeed. It all depends. Nope, they're just going to run.
Well, I think the staggers though were on the side of OlderWatch. If they can regroup quickly here and get back in, I think they might be okay. Looking at it right now, Laser Blitz is all the way back in spawn on point 2, on his way back in, and you know, Steiner and Oker just coming back in here for the side of Yes. If they can push in quickly here, they might be able to do some work. Lysander also with ult. This could be a big ult here from Lysander.
However, he does have a lot of things that can shut him down through the Discord Orb, the Sleep, the Boop, the Shatter. But speaking of Shatter, there it is.
Trance comes out here, and they're going to be pushing forward on the Trance. The ult comes out from Lysander, ends up taking out most of them, and the bomb doesn't get anyone. But they do get the picks. They get exactly what they need there on the side of Yes. Somehow they're able to get through the, you know, the Reaper ult. They're able to get through the grab and still maintain, you know, their control over the point.
Very well done there. Testing, his Diva Bomb didn't pick up too much, but Widow only was honestly very consistent on the Ana. Was able to keep his team up, and of course the anti-nade was absolutely massive. And Paperstar though, a very key player, used that Earth Shatter early, forced the Transcendence out from Catastrophe, and Laser Blitz got a free grab. Yeah,
now Shatters come down, the counter beat on the side of Yes here, and the Trance coming out here to save, but the Reinhardt does go down here, but they are able to get aggressive, take out Jolly Roger. The trade is now on the side of Yes. Now Lysander moving back into the back on the Mega Pack. Widow only going in, does anti-nade the Reaper. The Reaper does end up going down, and that's Lysander with a big stagger for his team. So grouping up here, I'm not sure if the Reaper's working for them. The anti-nade coming in is absolutely shutting down the Reaper. I really think we need a swap here, and they do swap. The Hanzo is now in play. They're still running with the Ana Goats or the Ana comp, and I'm not sure if they're getting the value with the Ana still. So pushing through, Jolly Roger just trying to get in there on Paperstar. Paperstar building up all. Does have Shatter now. Who's going to Shatter first? Waiting maybe for the shield to go down. The Shatter comes in. Does get the entire team just about. Lysander does take out Widow only on the backside. If they can regroup. If Lysander can't get picked, but he does get picked. They need to get out, but their aggression is just coming through here from the side of Yes as they push them all the way back. But Wisco does take out Oker, but Oker's going to be able to get back quickly, being the Lucio. Now, they have 10 seconds. They're pushing in quickly. They need to get something done, and the grab comes in. The Bob coming in. Are they going to shatter them? It looks like they're able to sustain. Can they get to point, though? Jolly Roger making that push to point. The Shatter coming in on the backside. The entirety of Yes is down. This could be going the way of OlderWatch if they can just focus the targets down. The big boop from Shad, though, gets Laser Blitz off the edge. And I do think this might be going the way of OlderWatch. Wisco on point by himself. Lysander taking out 2. That's exactly what they need, and they do clean up Testing here. And in the final throws of point 1, it does look like Yes was able to cap, and they're going to be moving on to point 2. You know, with a pretty good ult economy as well. We've got the Dragon, we've got the Nano, and we're on a Hammond actually here for Jaeger. I think that it might be swapping off, though.
That fight, that was exactly what OlderWatch wants to take, where instead of fighting in a clustered ball like Goats does well, they were all taking separate individual fights, and that's exactly what you want to see. However, here we're going to see that OlderWatch just walking onto the point for free right now.
Yeah, but not only that, but they're also split from their team. You know, they left Brig behind. They walked in there basically as a 3v6, actually. So, you know, maybe some, you know, breakdown in communication there, but, you know, from what I saw, Jaeger was all the way back in spawn, you know? There was no reason for them to walk in there as 3 against the 6 of Yes.
Yeah, and what really sucked there for them was they used the Nano Boost, I'm pretty sure, as well as possibly an Earth Shatter. I've honestly lost track right there. However, that's not exactly what you want to do. You're just feeding ult charge to the enemy. But Lysander with a massive headshot.
My goodness. Now, they have the grab Dragon coming up. Now, here it is. Are they going to be able to get the purple? Is FAP going to be able to get the purple in onto it? Now, Paperstar going down. They're forcing them to point. They're not using ult yet. DM is down. Are they going to grab? Now, testing getting low. This is exactly what OlderWatch wants. Now, the Shatter comes in, does get blocked by Jolly Roger. The grab coming in. Where's the purple? Are we going to get the nade? The nade does not come in. There is no dragon either. Now, this testing sleeping on the bridge here. Jolly Roger just sustaining, but the purple is huge on point, and it looks like they're going to be able to clean up without even getting a tick here. Now, can Wisco get the kills that he needs? I don't think so at this point, Preston. They're just going to be able to get taken out now from the side of Yes. You know, there was an opportunity there for them to take that point, Press. I mean, the grab was in. The dragon needed to be there. Where was the nade?
What was really big there was testing. He immediately flew down from the high ground and just stood in front of Catastrophe. So that way, even if his defense matrix was down, he would just body block it. And that was a really hero play from him there. Just preventing the rest of his team from getting antied, and that just told Lysander to not use dragons because, you know, you're not going to get any value.
Yeah, absolutely, Press. I mean, huge play right there from testing of Yes. Now, looking at their positioning, they're playing quite aggressive. They're looking for maybe the first pick, actually, here. Widow only could get pressured, and they're pushing through right now on testing, but the grab comes in. This is a nice grab, and they don't have anything to stop this, and they're just going to have to take the grab here, move on to the next fight, build up some ults, not use anything. But look at it already. Paper Sword with the Shatter again. They have Bomb, and they do have Lucio ult still available, and, you know, the stagger on Steiner there is not what they needed. We got a minute, 15 seconds coming up here. And, you know, not much going on for the side of OlderWatch. They're not convincing me they're going to be able to take this point.
Yeah, it's really not a very convincing fight, but Wisco, he has time to try and build another Graviton Surge here. If he can build it quicker than Steiner can build the Transcendence, then that's their win condition right there, the Grav Dragons. Of course, they also have a rally for Engage.
They need to wait for Lysander. They cannot be going in without Lysander. And again, Wisco getting booped off by Ochre. Big play there from Ochre. Again, his boops have been incredible. Now, counter beat in, and it looks like they're going to be pushing forward. Now, the bomb coming out from the side of Yes. The counter beat, though, from... yeah, it does look like counter beat comes out here from Yes, and Jolly Roger is getting focused down really hard and does go down. Again, this fight going towards Yes once again. Wisco does have ult. They do have Grab Dragon. As long as Lysander can make it out, they do have a chance, at least this next push, to maybe take it in overtime like they did last time.
But Steiner has the Transcendence, and there's no anti-nade available, so that means you just have to spam your M1 buttons if you're OlderWatch, try and out-damage the Transcendence with the Dragon Strike, as well as some other, just, now, you know, Rhine Swings, Break Swings.
I imagine testing's going to have Defense Matrix on on Wisco the whole time. Now, the Dragon coming in, but there's no grab. The grab does come in. They do get the grab in, and there's no kill from it. Actually, they do end up taking out Laser Blitz. We've got 2 picks here for the side of OlderWatch, but the Nano coming in on Paper. Paper's going to be able to take this back over, and it looks like Wisco's going to get taken down after Fap's ult is over. And that is going to be, again, a convincing hold here and a convincing map win for the side of Yes, Press.
Definitely, and if I'm being honest here, they really did not deserve to get to the second point. They kind of got there based on a bit of luck there, in just that the way the cookie crumbles, in terms of maybe there's a bit of miscommunication on the side of Yes, where they didn't all back up as one or something on first point. But they honestly got there by the skin of their teeth, and we just saw here that Yes, they had a very convincing second point hold.
Yeah, absolutely, Press. Now, you know, what this means, you know, obviously with this map win for Yes, is they end up getting the match win. So, looking at the standings, what are the live updated standings saying for us at this point?
Well, the live updated standings are saying that Yes now is in 4th place in front of Team Verdant, and if they get the win here, they will be tied with the Megs for 3rd.
Yeah, so, you know, I think this is a great win here for the side of Yes. I mean, they're going to be able to build on this momentum moving into Stage 2. And, you know, it's been some great play for them tonight. You know, there were times where I thought they were down, for instance, on Oasis. I mean, their ability to kind of pull a fight out of nowhere, you know, I think is really a testament to their determination as a team and their ability to kind of play as one. You know, no matter who it is on their team, it seems like there's somebody who's able to pop off when they need it. There's always that person who steps up when you think it's all over to kind of carry them to victory.
And I'm being told now that apparently Yes beat the Megs in their matchup, so they would actually be in 3rd place all on their own if they do take Numbani from OlderWatch, which is looking very possible right now.
Yeah, now Numbani is an interesting map. We end up seeing we tend to see a lot of Pharah on Numbani. We tend to see a lot of dive on Numbani. Sometimes you even see Bastion. So I would not be surprised if we saw some type of Bastion comp coming out here from the side of OlderWatch, really just saying, hey, nothing we've been doing tonight has really been working. Let's try something a bit different. So I might like to see maybe a Bastion comp from them tonight.
Bastion comps could be interesting, but I really like the combination of Pharmacy, Sombra, where you're able to use a Sombra, get a hack on a Diva, and just spam damage down from above.
Yeah. Now, the question I have, and maybe you'll be able to answer this for me, Press, is whether or not you think Pharah is a better on attack, or better on defense. What do you think?
I think that she is actually better on attack, just for the fact that you're able to switch. Because if the enemy team pulls out a Widowmaker or a McCree on the defense, you're just able to go, oh, I got headshot. Okay, I'll just go on a different hero for my next push. But if you're on the defense, and the enemy team pulls out a Widowmaker or a McCree, well, if you die, then that's a lot. That could basically be a lost fight and a lost point right there, and that's costly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, looking at right now, we do have a sub coming in here. Shad is back out and Ice Sickness back in for OlderWatch. OlderWatch is going to be starting on the attack. So, again, I really think that at this point, OlderWatch needs to pull out something a bit different. Maybe they need to. They really need to just surprise Yes with a different look. If you keep playing the same thing over and over and it's just not working, sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board, especially in a match. If we were in a scrim right now, we might say, just play it into the ground, work it out, figure out what's going wrong. But when you're in match and, map differential especially is on the line right here for OlderWatch, they might need to change it up, throw a curveball in there and see if that maybe helps them out and really kind of take this map from Yes.
I do think that OlderWatch, though, they showed that their strongest point was when they were able to run the GOATS composition. So I think that what they want to do is run a Winston GOATS comp where you're able to use the high ground, but you also are fighting clustered in as a team. And that's where they found their most success back all the way in Oasis.
Yeah, now Dotes, Floats, Winston Goats, whatever you want to call it, right? I don't think I don't know if we're going to see that from him. I think it's a good pick. I'd love to see it from him. I think it does what they need to do. But it does seem like they favor more Rhine heavy comps from what I've seen so far tonight. So
it does indeed seem that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about 3 seconds here from the hero reveal, and it does look like right now we're going to be getting a dive from the side of Yes, and it looks like a counter dive on the side of OlderWatch here. Looks like we have a Genji Sombra dive from OlderWatch, and we've got the Tracer Ashe on the side of Yes.
I really like the use of the Tracer Ashe because Ashe, the Dynamite, is such a good deterrent. If, say, Jolly Roger and Lysander want to dive up onto the supports, you just throw Dynamite on Steiner, blow it up, and, well, guess what? They're kind of scared to go up there. However, the Ana Zenyatta, very interesting for an attack, where Ana very exposed for someone like Laser Blitz to just drop down behind and get a nice one clip.
Yeah, so let's, I think right now Laser Blitz is going to be the one we want to kind of keep our eyes on here, see if Laser's really able to put the work in on the Ana, who's going to be completely exposed there with Faptastrophe. The peel's not going to be that good, but if they can at least get a Discord, put some pressure on the Tracer, it'll be good for him. Now, Laser Blitz going in, already has to recall. That's the pressure I'm talking about. As long as they can consistently do that, and peel for each other, I don't think Laser Blitz is going to be able to put in a ton of work. Now, Winston going up top. Laser Blitz on the back on Fap. Wisco coming back in for the peel. And it does look like Laser Blitz does take out Fap, but they do get a counter pick there back onto Laser. Now, Widow only doing a lot of work, and the picks going again towards the side of Yes here. And they're holding quite resoundingly. But Sickness really farming some ult on the backside here. Already at 50% ult charge there as Sombra. Now, looking at Genji on the backside, Lysander really going on a long flank, maybe looking to possibly spawn camp, but there's not really anyone they can go after. Now, we do have the swap here, Fap going on to the Brigitte, worried about the Tracer on the backline. I'm not sure if this is the right call here, Press.
I think it is if you're going to switch the rest of your team to Winston Goat's composition, but no, instead, Jaeger going to get picked early by Widow only, and without a Mercy, you can't resurrect here.
Now, Lysander in a real precarious spot does get taken out. I'm not sure what Lysander was going for there. And, it seems like, from what I can tell, you know, OlderWatch is all over the place here. You know, Laser Blitz really putting in a lot of work on the back line. Widow only consistently getting picks. I mean, as we see, Jolly Roger going down again. You know, I really think they need to just get everyone in position. They need to stage up effectively and go in together as a team. And, you know, looking at it here, Lysander swapping on the Widow, but still, Widow only putting a ton of work. You know, it seems like every time Jaeger peeks around that corner, they're getting plugged by Widow only.
But OlderWatch, they just threw away their win condition. Their win condition was an EMP Blade, and they completely lost the Dragon Blade when Lysander switched. But here they are. They're going to go ahead and get 2 picks.
Yeah, so I think this is exactly what they need. And now Bob is not on point. Are they going to be able to sleep Bob on the back? But they can. And again, it looks like this might be going the way of yes, and it is. You know, they're getting the picks. They're getting who they need, but the follow-up's not there. And it seems like there's always an, you know, always an out right there for the side of yes.
Definitely. And now only you're going to have some ultimates available on the side of OlderWatch, but yes, they just have so many more. You have the Pulse Bomb to try and stick Jaeger, you have the Primal Rage and Diva Bomb to stall, and Jolly Roger going in all on his own here.
Yeah, this is not good. I'm not sure I like this play from Jolly Roger. That's going to be 1,000 health worth of ult charge, but the countering ult here, and it is absolutely massive for testing on the side of yes, getting 3. You know, it's something special when you see those 2 Diva Bombs crossing over like an eclipse. You know, it's just great. You're wondering, holding with bated breath, who's going to be getting the picks? And, you know, the Diva Bomb is just bigger there for the side of yes.
What I really didn't like there was Jolly Roger pop Primal Rage, and right after he gets nano boosted by Jaeger, you're losing the 300 HP extra of health you're going to get from a nano boost there. And that's really just not a good use of it. Although Eye Sickness 50% on the AP and Fatashvi 85% on the Brigida Rally.
Yeah. Now, looking at how they're taking the point here, they do take up Paper Star, which is a good pick, and they are pressuring the top right. Now, Zen does go down, and this is actually probably going to go to the side of, yeah, this is going to go to the side of OlderWatch here. Really great aggression from them on that point, and they do put together a coordinated dive and eventually take it. But, you know, the big moment there, why they were able to take it, I think, was actually the pick by Lysander on Widow only. You know, taking out that Ashe is what they need, because they would have had Bob to contest point. Without him, they weren't able to do anything. So, real good pick there for Lysander on Widow only.
Definitely. And of course, though, you're close to the EMP, you're close to the Bob, you have the rally. What is your win condition for OlderWatch is what they have to be asking themselves, because even if you do pop the Bob, you have to make sure that the EMP catches everyone, because Cena has a Transcendence. Testing will have the Defense Matrix, and Paper Star has his Winston Bubble.
Now, Eye Sickness pushing them back just with the threat of the EMP. I'm sure Yes knows that he has the EMP here. Now, they're getting really low. Bob coming in onto point, and they do take out Jolly Roger. They cannot EMP this fight. They need to hold the EMP here with Jolly Roger down. They're going to have at least another 2 fights here if they just back out and sustain at this point. I think you know, I think they were able to bait out enough ultimates here to win this next fight, Press.
Honestly, what really lost that fight for them was Jaeger. He landed asleep on to the Bob, but then Fatashvi went ahead and just woke the Bob right back up. And, I mean, you really hate to see it.
Yeah, you really do. So, looking at it right now, Eye Sickness in a good position. Gonna try to get Steiner in this ult, I would imagine. Now, Eye Sickness getting in the back line, does end up getting Steiner. The Diva Bomb comes in, this could be good, and it does zone out. They are moving the payload now, but it looks like Paper Sore and testing on the back line on Jaeger. Jaeger's going to have to be careful here. Faptaster, you putting in some work, and they're going to be pressuring back the entire support line back as Paper Sore really does enough work. Now, Jolly Roger Wisco doing some work on the front end here, and we've got 2 backline fights happening at the same time. Now, it does look like it's going to be going towards the side of OlderWatch there. You know, as much work as Paper Sore did on the back line there was just enough coordination from OlderWatch there on Yes to take out who they needed to take out, so Paper Sore wasn't effective.
Of course, of course. And with the Nano Boost and Bob available on the side of OlderWatch, it'll be interesting to see how they respond, but a massive Dragon Blade by Laser Blitz.
Now, they're going to have one more contest here if they can just get out right now. They need to get out here.
And they need to get out, but it looks like the tanks, they're just going to keep taking this fight for whatever obscure reason. Just
Paper Sore is literally one right now. They can't take him out. The bomb coming in, and you know, if they had just jumped out right there, Press, we would have had another chance. They would have had another chance to contest as a full team there, and it looks like this payload is likely to stop right here on point 2. Wait, the C9 on the back line! 0.01 meters from Eye Sickness. What a play and what awareness to make sure it didn't happen. Oh my goodness. I thought that was happening.
Wonder who is the person in yes comms just screaming at the top of their lungs, C9 boys, C9, they're C9ing.
Letter number. My goodness, I thought it was going to happen there. Eye Sickness with almost one of the biggest brain plays we've seen in a while. Trying to take the point there. Charlie Niner. My goodness. You know, hey, great job there from OlderWatch, pushing it almost all the way through point 2. I mean, you actually can't really push it any further. They're at 96 meters, 96.89 meters. 0.1 meters, 0.01 meters actually away from capping the point. I've never seen a point that close to being capped, Press.
Definitely very, very, very close. You really hate to see it. However, a lot of mistakes were made on the side of OlderWatch, and if they want to try and at least take a map off, they've got to fix those mistakes. But it looks like they're going to be trying something completely different with the Orisa, Diva, Torb, Ashe on a Moira composition.
Yeah, so they're going bunker comp here. I love the Torb pick here from Lysander, actually. I think this is 100% the right call. The one I'm a bit concerned with right now, though, is Jolly Roger on the Moira. Or Jaeger on the Ana. I mean, I don't think you want both. You need to have some kind of defensive ult here. If they're going to be running bunker comp, you know, at least toss a Zen in there, maybe throw the Mercy. Let's go standard here. But, you know, again, the Torb, I love the pick. This should at least force them off Genji on the side of yes here if they're playing Genji. Now, they are on Genji Tracer. The Torb pick is going to be low-key strong. Absolutely what they need to face off against those flanker DPS. Now,
but I have more than one concern here. Other than not having a defensive ult, there's a lot of excess healing that's unneeded. And of course, you have Faptashvi and Lysander playing their off, or not off roles, but Faptashvi and I believe it is Jolly Roger playing their off roles here.
Now, who's going to be contesting point? Wisco going down, but Fap also down there as well. Now, they're putting in work, but Laser Blitz ends up taking out Lysander here. This is good for them. Eye Sickness take out Steiner, and the picks are going the way of yes at this point. So, Paper Sword really applying pressure here with Widow only, and the Tracer following up there as well. Testing just putting in some work then with the Diva pistol, and it looks like Wisco is going to be going down on point, and Faptastrophe going down just shortly after that. And this point is going to be going towards the side of yes.
That was a nice clean fight, and really, that was all because Faptashvi, he obviously does not have the experience on the Orisa, seeing as how he's not the main tank player for them, and he dropped down way too early. Instead, he should have waited for Wisco Tengi to at least retreat after dropping low, but no, that didn't even happen. He just dropped right away, and yes, just punished them for that.
Now, I'm expecting a snowball here on point 2. Widow only coming in here with the blade. Laser Blitz looking for a pulse bomb on the back line. Does put the pulse bomb in here, I'm pretty sure. And no, has not used it yet. Does end up recalling out. Testing, trying to apply some pressure here on the front line. Widow only going along the side, looking for the blade. Blade comes in on the back. They can't stop it. And it does look like the bomb coming in here to zone out. And it does not get anyone. Widow only doing the work he needs to do. And the pistol coming in here from Ochre on the back line on Eye Sickness. Neptuno, anyone? That's what I think I'm seeing right there, Press.
Neptuno, but, well, Neptuno doesn't die quite that badly, sadly, Ochre. But,
yeah, sorry,
hey, you're only plat. It's okay.
Go back to the drawing board a bit there, Ochre. But I like the, I like the aggression, and I like the thought. So, look how far Laser Blitz and Widow only are holding ahead right here. Really trying to not let the side of OlderWatch get in for free. Now, Testing taking some high ground, staging just a bit here, and they're trying to set up a kill zone. Faptastrophe going in. It's going to be hard to hold here, but the purple does come in. Bob coming in here onto point. This is a good Bob. Bob going all the way back, and they're probably going to be able to hold this as long as they pick a target and take the targets out. That said, Laser Blitz and Widow only working as a duo partner team here, doing the work they need to do, baiting out those ultimates, and they might be able to carry this, just them right here. And the blade coming in, no defensive ult to cut it out. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I've seen a more commanding duo in Owlet than Widow only and Laser Blitz.
Definitely. And what was really, really good there was, yes, the Bob got used, and they knew that, hey, there's this massive dive deterrent on the back of the point. So what do? they just go completely away from the point. They punish the supports that didn't have their tanks with them. They punish the DPS that weren't with the rest of the team, and they're able to just go in and clean up.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, we're getting to that point here, right? So the match, obviously, it went to Yes, 4-0 here. So congratulations to Yes. I mean, incredibly convincing tonight as far as I'm concerned. Question, players of the match for you at this point, Press, standout players. What was the tail of the tape here at the end?
So on the side of OlderWatch, I really got to give it to credit to Lysander. He was like the Carpe of the Philadelphia Fusion, where, yeah, the team, they're good, but they're not the great star power. But Lysander was able to just power his way through, push on, and keep the team in it as long as he could. And of course, on the side of Yes, I got to give it to the DPS duo, Laser and Noah. They were just, or Noah, also known as Widow Only. They were just absolutely insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, looking at the side of OlderWatch, who was your standout player for OlderWatch tonight?
OlderWatch, definitely Lysander. He just was able to keep his team in through the whole time and got some key picks that needed to be gotten.
Yeah, I mean, convincing hit scan play is what I would say at this point. You know, the Widow was great, the Ashe was incredible. You know, and whenever they needed a pick, it felt like Lysander was there to get the pick that they needed. So I would definitely agree with you there when it comes to the player of the match, at least for the side of OlderWatch, giving it to Lysander. And then for me, at least on the side of Yes, I would say I'd have to give it to Laser Blitz. You know, I've not seen such commanding tracer play in a while. And, you know, every time they were coming in, it seemed like Laser Blitz was right there to absolutely terrorize the back line.
Without a doubt. Now, we are going to be getting an interview in here. And of course, we'll be just moving down into the Nest voice channel on the Discord. So we'll be interviewing both Laser Blitz and Widow Only, the DPS duo on the side of Yes.
Yep. All right. We'll see you down there.
Hello?
I think Laser Blitz is
Dude,
coming.
where's Laser, dude? I'm alone.
Laser.
Laser. There's Laser. That's not Laser.
That is not Laser.
Oh, it's me. Hey, I'm back. So I had to find the channel. All right. So it looks like we're joined right now by Widow Only.
That is correct.
All right. Excellent. Are we waiting on Laser, Widow?
He's kind of lost. He's trying to find his way.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, dude, Google Maps isn't working too well for him.
Not able to find the nest. I get it. So it's high up in the tree. So we can probably get started, I guess, at this point.
I found
here
it.
he
I found
is.
it. I found it.
Oh, we found it. Great.
All right.
Yeah.
So for those of you just joining us, this is Laser Blitz and Widow Only, the DPS duo on the side of Yes.
So
Hello.
Hello?
we've got a few questions here. I just want to talk real quick, actually, about the almost C9 there from Eye Sickness.
Yeah, that was scary.
Numbani. What were the comms like, and what happened?
Well, there's a lot of shouting, a lot of "Oh no!" and then a lot of "Oh my god, thank God."
Yeah, our Zen, Steiner, he didn't even mean to contest. He's just kind of there.
It was
And then
Yeah.
like, oh, wait, the
pretty
payload's
lucky.
at 0.01 meters. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we haven't seen one get that close in a long time. I don't think I've ever seen one that close. That said, yeah, hilarious moment, almost had a Charlie Niner. I do want to talk about your guys' synergy, though, okay? I think it was most evident tonight, actually, at the very end of Numbani. I mean, we saw you guys throughout the entire night getting the picks, really applying the pressure. But you two absolutely carried at the very end of Numbani there, especially when, you know, us here in the press booth, right? We thought the fight was over there at the very end, and you two were just on the back line, absolutely terrorizing the side of OlderWatch. What's it like playing with each other when it comes to you know, the Tracer Genji dive that you guys seem to like quite a bit?
Well, I think at one point Noah said, "Let's go kill everybody," and I said, "Okay, tell me who." And he's like, "Everybody." I'm like, "Okay." That's how that started.
Top-notch
together.
comms.
He'll
Yeah.
be on low ground, I'll be on high ground, and just clean up each other's kills, get mad at each other for, you know, denying the other person a 4K.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's true. I did steal quite a few of Noah's kills.
All
Now-
right, and now I have to ask here, what did you guys scrim a lot? Of course, we saw you open up on goats on the Protect the President comp, sorry, on Oasis. However, we then saw you guys very flexible, moving on to different variants of dive. what do you scrim most often?
Well, I mean, first it was goats. Like at the beginning of stage 1, that was very meta, and now we're moving into more dive heavy maps. So we've been doing a lot of dive, and McCree comp, which is the comp that you saw on Oasis.
Yeah, we often want to work on our weaknesses, so we work on our dive quite a lot too.
And what do you think your strongest comp is?
Goats for sure.
Yeah, probably goats, honestly.
Interesting. Futmob, any other questions?
So we gave player of the match pretty much to both of you when it came to, just being able to shut down the competition. But I'm going to tell you, there were a few maps in there that were really close. I think OlderWatch kind of really put on a good show tonight. And, I definitely appreciated watching them. And from your perspective, I mean, what was something that you saw from OlderWatch that you were able to take advantage of? Maybe something that they need to work on moving forward here?
They didn't seem to commit hard enough to punishes. When we actually lost a player once, I remember, I'm going to use this fight as an example. We lost our Lucio at the beginning of a fight in a goats v goats matchup, and we were able to sort of kite a bit and then re-engage, and we actually were able to win the fight because they didn't push hard enough.
Yeah, so I remember that. It was actually on Oasis University, very beginning of the match. Yep. So I saw that, Faptastrophe was popping off really on Zen. I thought he was, really a fiend, putting in a ton of work on you guys before you guys even got to the point. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I only bring that up because, obviously, Owlet is all about improving. It's about playing as a team and understanding how that works. So, obviously, we want to make sure that OlderWatch, gets something out of this as well. Hey, get a little bit more aggressive, guys. That's what we're talking about. Those little moments where you can get aggressive, that's how you turn these fights around. That's how you guys can win more convincingly, and I'm sure we're going to see that for them moving into Stage 2. Now, we are going to be moving into Stage 2 here in about 2 weeks. Can we expect any changes at all from the side of Yes?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, actually, I think we will be gaining a few members, maybe 1 or 2. But
okay.
I don't think we're going to be losing anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you guys...
No.
You guys have a pretty small lineup, right? You guys are carrying 6 only right now, so you're thinking of maybe picking up maybe 1 or 2 more players then moving into Stage 2?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like having 6 kind of gives us an advantage because we're, it's only us. Like, we're very tightly knit when it comes to, like, knowing each other's strength and weaknesses. We don't, have anyone to sub in, and we always scrim as 6, and it just kind of helps out with synergy a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what everyone sounds like, you know where they're going to be positioned, right? That's what it kind of comes down to, doesn't it?
Yep, dude, we know Steiner's going to be on the payload 24/7. Shout out to Steiner!
Now, other than the shout out to Steiner, any other shout outs you guys want to give at the end of the night here?
Dude, testing with the hard carry diva bombs. Dude. 3Ks,
testing
2Ks, fight winning bombs.
Especially on Numbani at the very end there when the Diva bombs eclipsed one another, and we were all holding our breath to see whose would be bigger. So, a great showing tonight from you guys. Hope for the best moving into Stage 2. Just so you guys are aware, I think you've moved into third place now, actually. So yeah, yes. Third place tonight, guys. So 8-2 moving into Stage 2. All the momentum going forward, and we wish you the best of the luck.
Well, I can't say the same because, I'm competing against you guys, so I hope you do absolutely terribly.
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming, press. Dude, hold on to your SR.
All right, well, you guys did absolutely great. Good job on your victory, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of you in the future.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, good game, OlderWatch.
All right, well, press, that brings us to the end of the night and just about the end of Stage 2. The final embers of Owlet Stage 1 coming to a close here, extinguishing just a bit. I think we've got one more match for the end of Stage 1 coming up here in the next few days. But, it's been an absolutely incredible journey thus far, Press.
Definitely has. We've seen plenty of teams that, started at the bottom, such as, Furious Unicorns. They've worked their way back up, and we've seen other teams who maybe started off with the stronger showing. They started to fall a bit. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in Stage 2 with new rosters, new players, all that good stuff. But my name's Prez. This was Futmob. Big shout out to our lovely producer, SilentMarine. We hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you in Stage 2.